Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I'm back now. Um, all right, so if you could see the title, the Book of Noah. This is from the Holy Megillah, the Nazarene Bible of the Essene Way, Nazarite Secret Scroll. It's on Scribe. You could just put this in there and maybe you'll find it on Google. But this is a different version of the Book of Noah than the one that's in the Book of Enoch. And they don't really have and the one that's in Genesis. It's a different version. Um, they don't build an ark in this one. Something else happens, and it talks about the island of Atlantis. So we're gonna get going, and I hope you guys enjoy this. Stick with me, all right? Chapter 1, the Book of Noah, being an account of the incarnation of Isaac as Noah and the banishment of Lucifer from this world. And when you hear Isaac, you're thinking of the son of Abraham and Sarah. Yes, that is the right Isaac. This is a completely different story, so you're going to have to follow along to the end to get all of the juicy nuggets how Isaac incarnated as Noah. All right, here we go. Chapter 1, the defilement of the earth by the Seraphim. Behold, many generations had passed since the raising of the holy mountain in the center of the Garden of Eden to become the center of El Cush. Yea, and many generations had passed since the ascension of the great Nazarene patriarchs and matriarchs. Lo, for many generations the Nazarenes were in dispersion, being persecuted without mercy by the Kenites. For lo, Cain had long since perished in battle. His army still ravished the world. Yea, not only the Kenites, but many nations of degenerated mankind waged war on the Nazarenes until the holy ones were nearly extinct. Then, out of sight, due to their small numbers, the remaining Nazarenes were mostly forgotten, while the large nations waged war upon one another. Yea, much time passed. Though the wars became increasingly cruel and wicked, as Lucifer with his seraphim generals taught the people the black arts of warfare. Yea, they taught the art of making deadlier weapons and provided the means to do so. And they made giant and ferocious soldiers and mated seraphim with the daughters of man. And these soldiers were birthed in glass tubes like Cain, for no human womb could birth such big babies. Even Lucifer, though no longer of natural flesh, mated with human women, with a human woman, for in the time when he was still of flesh, which was long before he came to our world, he preserved his seed for this purpose, that he might seed many worlds. And his seraphim, some of mixed flesh and metal, some entirely artificial, did likewise at his command. Lucifer mated with Lilith, a daughter of Cain, who enjoyed drinking human blood. She was loathsome and wicked, and her son by Lucifer's name was Sargon. And Sargon was evil incarnate. And with his mate Lilith, Lucifer claimed the title Elohim. So now he was the false claimant of two holy names, Yahweh and Elohim. Yea, he was the false god, and his queen was no goddess. And he loved her not, but respected her evil, and used her and other women to create bloodlines by which he would rule this world. Yea, he mated with other women and many races, that his seed would encompass the planet. All right, up here it says, I'm going to put this in the description box so you can read it yourself, but real quick, the word Sargon means firm king. The Sargon of the book of Noah was the son of Lucifer and Lilith, and was himself the father of a long line of tyrants that will continue to plague the world to the last days. This most ancient Sargon predates the biblical mainstream Bible Sargon, king of Assyria, by many centuries, but the later Sargon may have been in the line of the former Sargon. Okay, and Lilith, it said she was a daughter of Cain. All right. But Lilith was his first and favorite wife, and he let her kill the others after they bore him children. Lo, the children of Lucifer were many, and and from his line came many of the great tyrants that scourged the earth. Yea, and from his line will come many future tyrants, even unto the last days. And in various lands Lucifer was known by various names. For behold, the people of various lands spoke various languages, and many of the people had created gods and goddesses in their own image and likeness. Yea, from their own imaginations they created deities and holy books. And so Lucifer adopted the names of the deities in each land and took over their temples and slew their priests and installed his own priests in their place. Then, keeping some of the outward observances of each religion in place, he altered enough to ensure the corruption of the people to his ways. For behold, all that was needed in a religion to keep the people under his influence was to make animal and human sacrifice the central focus. All else would follow. Sargon was the chief general of Lucifer's human armies, and Sargon was under the command of Shemakaza, the general of Lucifer's Seraphim soldiers. Sargon taught the people to make swords of metal helmets, breastplates, shields, and knives, and Shemakaza taught cruel strategies, the making of poisons and instruments of torture. Artakif, the next in rank of Seraphim, to Shemakaza taught the mining and melting of metals. Ramtiel, the next in rank of the Seraphim, to Artakif, taught the art of deforestation for lumber. And he taught how to slash and burn entire forests to make clearing for the raising of meat herds, wherefore his name means burning ashes. And his work was commanded by Lucifer, who declared, the only good forest is a harvested one. This is a long footnote. You guys could pause it and read it because it explains their names, and it talks about the Ethiopian book of Enoch and how these stories match, and how Ethiopia was Cush before it was called Ethiopia. Okay. Lo, some of the arts of warfare were kept secret from the humans for fear that they might rebel against the seraphim. Wherefore Lucifer and his generals lived on an island where they kept their most powerful weapons and means of travel. Behold, they had ships that flew in the air like birds. Some of those ships were small and carried only a few seraphim, but some, like the one that first brought the seraphim to our world, were large enough to carry many. Yea, and the large sky ships could fly amongst the stars. And the seraphim general in charge of the large sky ships was named Kavel, which means star of God. And the name of this island was Atalia. And from Atalia came many wonders and abominations, for the place of the false Yahweh was a castle of black wizardry. Yea, evil smoke circled overhead, foul and toxic to humans. Here they made small ships to fly in the sky, but behold, only the angels of Lucifer, who were the seraphim, were permitted the knowledge to fly them. And the general of the flying small ships was named Ram Miel, which means thunder of God. And here is where they made their staffs of fire, like the one that killed Abedel. And the general for the making of the staffs was named Barakel, which means lightning of God. Oh yeah, remember Barak means lightning of God? Barak El though. All right, and here is where they made their poison gourds that exploded with fire. And the general in charge of making the exploding gourds was named Ezekiel, which means fireball of God. Behold, the only humans permitted on Attila were slaves, Kenite soldiers to guard the slaves, and the wives and children of Lucifer. Even the children of Lucifer remained on the island only long enough to be trained in the dark arts, and then they were sent to various lands to do the bidding of Lucifer. The several thousand slaves were kept for the labor. Lo, the slaves were kept in ignorance and fear, yea, they believed their masters to be gods. They had no love for their gods, but feared them. all of the foul arts practiced on this island. The foulest of all was that called mixing. Yea, the seed of one creature was mixed with that of another, and parts of this one combined with that one, and the egg of one scripted with the essence of another. Many wicked fruits of this black art now crept to lands, defiling Mother Earth. Even the weather of our world was altered, for they seeded the clouds to produce rain, and withheld rain from lands they wished to punish. And the general in charge of the manipulation of the weather was named Matriel, which means reign of God. And the Mother Earth herself shook and cried in agony, for this interference in her natural cycles threw all things out of balance. Yea, the sweating of slaves, the burning forest, the hunting creatures, the haunted souls, the poisoned soil, the smoky air. Footnote, the word Atla means circlet. The island of Atla may be the ancient origin of the legend of Atlantis. Okay. It says the smoky air, the fouled waters, the praying saints, even the rocks and mountains and flowers and grasses all cried out for liberation from Lucifer. Chapter 2, I'm just going to read a little bit, and then I'm going to put it on the next. Yeah. Then behold, the time came for the fulfillment of the prophecy spoken by Abraham and Sarah that their son, holy Isaac, would come to earth as their sacrifice. And at the time also came for the fulfillment of the words of the Lord and Lady that Lucifer would be banished from the earth. And the story of the fulfillment of those two prophecies now follow. All right, I'm going to stop it there because I'm only making 10-minute videos. Yeah, guys, that was good. That way you could just listen to that little part again and again till you get down what it's telling you, or you can go look up the book and read it for yourselves. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for part 2.